Gotta throw my 2 cents in. You have idiot in the White House, Biden, chooses to go to a fundraiser rather than going to the wake of the New York police officer that was murdered. Okay? Trump went. Okay? So it shows you there, Trump has always backed the blue. Always has. Despite what the fake news says. Biden does not back them. Proof is he chose to go to a fundraiser. His plane landed plenty early enough in the day, somewhere around 1300 in the day, 1 o'clock during the day. He could have stopped off at the wake for that officer and said, you know, I don't really give a shit, but yeah, bummer, sorry, it's the way it is. But he didn't even do that. Trump did. Then you had that stupid bitch press secretary who just spews lies left and right. And people watching this could say, oh, that's not true. Fact checker. I don't know how she can stand up there. She must get paid a lot. But to stand up there and spew nothing but lies, probably 80% of what she says is lies, 70-80% I would say. And she probably goes to church on Sunday and does the whole God thing. No. Thou shalt not lie. False witness and all. Yeah. So anyway, I was pissed when I heard about that. I'm like, how could that fucking president, well, not really a president, a puppet, how can that puppet, but anyway, so the press secretary is up there spewing bullshit about gun control, right? Taking away your weapons from guys like me, from veterans, law-abiding citizens. She didn't say anything like, oh, the two individuals that were in the car, both of them had illegal guns. Did she mention that? No, she just goes up there and spews a bunch of bullshit. Did she also say, oh, by the way, the guy that killed the cop had 21 arrests. 21 arrests. Why was he out on the street? She didn't mention, well, he had an illegal gun that he used to kill the cop. What the hell? And Biden not even going to the wake? It shows you what kind of a disgusting president that guy, well, puppet, that guy is. And in a way, I was really pissed about it, especially when that broad was spewing a bunch of bullshit about gun control. Gun control would not have made a bit of difference. If they took all the guns away from law-abiding citizens like myself, other veterans, and what have you, it wouldn't have made a difference. Because does she go up there and talk about all the people that are shot and killed in Chicago every single night? They're big on this whole gun violence thing, but yet they don't tell the truth. They don't say all the guns that are in Chicago, for all these murders that are getting shot every weekend in Chicago, people getting shot and murdered. She doesn't say those guns are illegal. She doesn't say the guy was arrested 21 times that killed a cop in New York, and the other guy in the car was also a con, and that both guns were illegal. And I was really pissed about it. And I may put in the part of Judge Janine. Man, she also was like really pissed, especially about that press secretary going up there and spewing a bunch of bullshit about gun control. Gun control would not have made a difference. And it's disgusting that the so-called president of the United States didn't go to the wake for a police officer. But if you think about it, he doesn't support police officers. Him and the Booba Baba, they want to eliminate the police. You remember that a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, the riots of 2020. Anyway, I don't want to go into all that. But anyway, I'll keep watching because I'm probably going to put what Judge Dean said at the end of this. And I thought I was pissed. And yeah, she's really pissed. So anyway, if you want to subscribe, hit the little B in the bottom right-hand corner. And I'm up to like 330 subscribers, something like that. You need 1,000 to make any money. I'm not in it for the money. I'm just in it to whine, bitch, cry, whatever. So anyway, I just appreciate everybody watching. Tell a friend, telling anybody, and smash that thumbs up algorithm. So anyway, I just really do appreciate everybody watching my videos. Something for everybody. But I have to say that was disgusting of Biden not to go to the wake. So it shows you he doesn't back the blue. Trump backs the blue. He went. He was invited to go. The family wanted him. Now you got a widow, a young widow with a kid. Her husband was killed by somebody that was arrested 21 times because the Department of Justice and the district attorneys and the prosecutors, they don't want to do their job. They let all these criminals right back out on the street, but yet they'll come and arrest you for some bullshit thing. Look how many times Trump has been indicted, right? He didn't break any laws. None of the things but that's not what this is about. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Look, we had 4 presidents in New York City today. 3 of them were here for a political reason. 3 of them were here to raise money. 3 of them were here to make sure that the 4th president didn't become president again. And one president alone, was here to pay respect to a fallen police officer who should never have died in the line of duty. Now, you see that front line in front of that funeral home. I've been in that line many times. And what you have are the law enforcement community who know who supports them. They know who doesn't support them. And today, when Joe Biden landed at 1:30, he could have gone to that wake. He did a podcast with some celebrity. That's more important to him. Raising money is more important. Joe Biden is about America last. Donald Trump is about America first. Joe Biden is about opening the border in sanctuary cities and recidivist crimes. Donald Trump is about law and order and supporting the police. And I have to tell you, I am so fed up with Karine Jean-Pierre. We're going to blame the gun. Did that gun walk out of that car and shoot Officer Jonathan Diller? No. Dirtbags had those guns. Both of them had illegal guns. And stop telling me about all your gun legislation, because I don't want to hear about it. I've got 32 years in this business. They commit crimes with illegal guns. They don't give a damn what legislation you pass and how many clips you can, and bullets in your clip. And
report that President Biden did call Mayor Adams.
One of us can be, but and if you are going to have people on this bad day,
You had the
we're here.
You had the defund the police movement, and to think that that hasn't had an effect is absolutely not true.
Look, we had 4 presidents in New York City today. 3 of them were here for a political reason. 3 of them were here to raise money. 3 of them were here to make sure that the 4th president didn't become president again. And one president alone, was here to pay respect to a fallen police officer who should never have died in the line of duty. Now, you see that front line in front of that funeral home. I've been in that line many times. And what you have are the law enforcement community who know who supports them. They know who doesn't support them. And today, when Joe Biden landed at 1:30, he could have gone to that wake. He did a podcast with some celebrity. That's more important to him. Raising money is more important. Joe Biden is about America last. Donald Trump is about America first. Joe Biden is about opening the border in sanctuary cities and recidivist crimes. Donald Trump is about law and order and supporting the police. And I have to tell you, I am so fed up with Karine Jean-Pierre. We're going to blame the gun. Did that gun walk out of that car and shoot Officer Jonathan Diller? No. Dirtbags had those guns. Both of them had illegal guns. And stop telling me about all your gun legislation, because I don't want to hear about it. I've got 32 years in this business. They commit crimes with illegal guns. They don't give a damn what legislation you pass and how many clips you can, and bullets in your clip in your magazine. That's a bunch of nonsense to them. Both of them had illegal loaded guns in that car and were ready, willing, and able to use it in a city where they're not going to be held. One was in prison for attempted murder, all right? And he's out on bail for gun possession. Are you kidding me? Right. This is the fall of a civilized society. When we don't respect police and law enforcement, when we don't recognize it's time to take it to the Democrats, it's time to put it to them. They are responsible for this nonsense social justice, bail reform, which is nonsense, and all of these progressive DAs. Hochul should be getting rid of the DAs that aren't prosecuting crimes. Hochul should be moving for legislation to protect New Yorkers. I'm sick of sanctuary cities. I'm sick of illegals getting protected in sanctuary cities when they commit crimes. At least Americans, when they commit crimes, they go to jail, but not the illegals. Enough of this. If you don't want to lose this country, there's only one man who's going to save it.
Greg, on gun control, it does seem to be the default position.
Well, it's also not about the number of murders. It really is. The story is about the number of preventable ones of both police and civilians. We're seeing people getting killed by people who should have been put away, whether they should have been in jail or mental institutions. And gun violence, as KGP states, it's not like this generic category like car accidents or accidental overdoses. There's a criminal force directly involved in gun violence. There's something bad happening and intentionally done. So it's not about the gun. A gun did not push that innocent man in front of the subway. And killed him. That was a law, or a no bail law that allowed that guy out, and then he pushed that innocent person in front of the subway. There was no gun there. All of this really, it goes back, this recidivism, okay? It all goes back, it's the fruits of the George Floyd mythology, which allowed this radical ideology that deems any attempt at trying to preserve a civil society as racist. So we're experiencing the teardown of a system, and we're watching its replacement, which is chaos that is disguised as social justice. And in this war on society, Officer Diller was a casualty, right? The ideas pushed by elites got him killed, and they're far removed from those consequences. And meanwhile, these murderous thugs in the filter of the oppressed versus the oppressor are seen as more important than the people who protect our streets, a young man who had a wife and a baby. And I know that there are people that will say Trump is politicizing this death. No, he's simply noticing it. That's all he's doing. He's noticed law enforcement before he was in politics. People have stories about that. It is weird how Joe Biden only recognizes the dead if they're part of a trendy movement. Only then he could be bothered.